guys, Alex here with another video. How you all doing? And now I've got to upload this video because I haven't uploaded a video for a while because I've been playing this. Been playing Metroid Dread. God, guys, I've been waiting so long for this game to come out. Honestly, massive Metroid fan. And I was absolutely blown away when this turned up at the door. Huge box. Fantastic special edition from Nintendo. And oh my God, what a game. What a game. So I've just completed Metroid Dread. Not only have I completed it, I 100%ed it. I've got all the items. Okay, I didn't do it in the under 8 hours you get to get a few extra concept pieces of art. But I finished it and I completed it and I 100%ed it. So I know the game inside out. I've been in every nook and cranny. I've killed every single boss. And guys, I absolutely love this game. I've been down in this game from non-stop trying to complete it. And there's been some really frustrating moments. Some moments where it took me such a long time to get some of these items because they're hidden away really well and you can't get to them unless you've got certain abilities. And guys, I'm not going to spoil the game for you. There'll be no spoilers in this. You're going to have to find out for yourself. But I just had to talk about this because Metroid is one of my favourite games, as well as Zelda. Metroid and Zelda are my favourite games of all time. I just love them. See, for me, it was all about, back in the day, it was Metroid, Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo that got me. This was the first game I played, so I never played the NES version. And when I can't really go back to the NES version either, it almost feels like a prototype game. I mean, this game introduced real atmosphere and some amazing end-of-level bosses that stayed with me to this day. And I still love going back to play Super Metroid. It's still, for me, one of the best Super Metroid games, if not the best Super Metroid games ever brought out by Nintendo. I just love it. I love the artwork. I love everything about it. But over the years, you know, Nintendo have brought out the Prime series, which was the 3D version of Metroid on the GameCube, which I loved. I thought that was very atmospheric, had great music. It was a real change from what we'd seen before with the 2D Metroids. But my heart really is in the 2D more than the 3D, if I have to be brutally honest. I just think the game is made for that kind of look, if you know what I mean. It's just so well done, so well done. And the other two games I have are for the Game Boy Advance, which is Metroid Fusion, lovely box art on here, and Zero Mission, again, another fantastic game. And Samus Returns on the 3DS, which came out only a few years ago, which I really enjoyed. And it introduced new counter-attack mechanics, which I quite liked. It got cussed for that, but I actually didn't mind it. But Metroid Dread has taken those counter-attacks and really refined them and made them that much better in Dread. So this game is quite similar, but where this game gets even better, it takes the tension from Fusion, the story from Fusion, and makes it that so much better, and the counter attacks from Return, and just makes it this complete package. It's just such an awesome game. So I've told you about the story. I'm not going to go really into the story because, again, I don't want any spoil it for you. But I'm saying you must play Fusion really before you play this, because that's where the story continues on from. But the difficulty level in this game is hard, guys. I mean, if you're new to this game, you've never played a Metroid game before, you are going to struggle. It is brutally hard in places, but it's very rewarding. It rewards you for going out there and trying new things. Like, there's some bosses in the game that you can kill quite instantly later on if you get a certain upgrade. And I found that out for myself, and then I went on YouTube and I see someone else do it, and everyone was like, oh my God, I didn't realise you could do that. I mistakenly did it and killed this boss like almost instantly, and it was like, that's clever. That is clever game design from the developers to put stuff in like that, to reward the really experienced players. because otherwise you can take a long time killing some of these bosses, and they take so many sequences, and you've got to be really versatile with your fingers, guys. You're going to have battered fingers at the end of this game. You're going to have calluses and blisters on there like I have, because honestly you use every single button, but it feels so good. If the controls feel great. A lot of people saying that they wish they'd had the D-pad. Well, I disagree. I think the analog controls work really well on the Pro controller. And, you know, with all the upgrades, you really do use all of the buttons, which is absolutely amazing. So, yeah, the difficulty level on this is hard, but you are rewarded, and it kind of encourages you to carry on. You know, keep pushing, and you do get further, guys. Each time you get a bit further, you just think, right, I'm going to keep at this. I kind of get this now. The graphics in this game, I think, are amazing. To begin with, they look a bit sparse. Like on the early levels, are a little bit sparse, but as you get deeper and deeper, the map opens up, and oh my god, the map is huge. It's a massive map. And there's so many different tunnels and different warp stations and teleport stations and shuttles that go from this way to that. It's amazing. And you just think they're kind of teasing you in the beginning. You can see certain items, but you can't get to them. But you know later on you'll be going through it and smashing through it all. And that's what's so satisfying about this game. So yeah, the graphics are amazing. Some of the levels, like real deep down, are just so cool, just so beautiful. I haven't got an OLED Switch, so I'm playing it on the big screen, and I think it looks amazing. But I've heard on the new Switch it looks just as good in the handheld mode as well. The music, I guess I can agree with a lot of people that the music was probably not its strongest point, but it's still not bad. It's atmospheric, but you don't walk away from the game with the music in your head, you know. That's, you know, if you go back into the game, it's almost just like background music, but it does create the atmosphere. But it's not a patch on Fusion music or on Super music. Both those games, Super Metroid and Fusion, had very memorable music and soundtracks that I actually have on a soundtrack myself that I use in some of my videos because I love them so much. But, you know, it wasn't bad. But if the music had been there, this game would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. But we'll get into the rankings and the markings of this score a bit later on. The boss fights, guys, I've got to tell you about the boss fights. Oh my god, they were just absolutely epic and frightening. As soon as you walked in there, you drop through the tunnel and you're there, and you think, oh my god, what is it going to be now? And it's just incredible. The cutscenes really set the stage for where you're at, and the boss comes in. And, you know, first of all, you're just going to get obliterated. You're going to get obliterated. I mean, I guess most bosses took me between 5 and 10 attempts. Maybe there was a couple a bit more. But you get there in the end. Once you sussed out, they're all patterns, guys. Once you sussed out the patterns and what to kill them with, you get there in the end. And, oh, my God, it's so satisfying killing the bosses. Because they're so brutal, so hard, and they look so evil. You know, they're so well done, so well drawn. And that has always been the great thing, that the attraction for me with Metroid games is the end of level bosses, especially in Super, because, you know, I never forget, you know, Ridley at the end and the brain, Mother Brain at the end. They were just so memorable bosses. You're going to find these even better, guys. The bosses in here are just incredible. They really are. So the level designs in this game, like most Metroid games, they open up. In the beginning, you haven't got a lot of stuff. So you're on this planet and you haven't got a lot of stuff to deal with. It's been taken away from you. I'm giving a little bit of the story away, but it's all at the beginning of the game anyway. And you're left with nothing, exactly like the other old games. And you're there, you have to discover all of your items again. And there's some new items in the game as well, some that I've never seen before, work really well. So the level designs are brilliantly done, some amazing puzzles, especially if you want to get all the items like I did. Some real challenges there for you to go back on. I know my friend Ross, he completed the game, but he hasn't 100%ed it. But he's going to go back over Christmas and delve back into it again. because I've finished it now, I could probably go back and do hard mode if I wanted to. But for me, it's just about 100% in the game. I think hard mode would be a real challenge. The enemies in this game, apart from the bosses, is what I liked about it was there's loads of mid bosses. Like you get the big end of level bosses, which give you this really big item that you need. But there's loads of little mid bosses, which I like. Break it up. Some of them, there's pairs of them that attack you, which was a real challenge. And there's loads of, you get the annoying, like, not bats like you get in most annoying early 8-bit games, but you get the equivalent in this. They just get in your way, you know, they don't really threaten you in any way, but there are a good mixture of enemies in this, apart from the boss and the mid bosses. There's some really good stuff in here that you've got to work out. But the main sort of bosses in here, apart from the end of level bosses, are these EMMI robots that kind of track you down, like the Terminator, and it almost becomes like a horror movie, a horror game rather. It's so tense. I mean, my heart was pumping. I was on the edge of this seat the whole time. You're gonna die, guys. You're gonna have to keep rinse and repeat and going back in there and trying to find a way through the level without being spotted by these EMMI robots, which are frightening. They are frightening. They're creepy. They really are creepy. There is an upgrade you can get in the game that makes you sort of invisible, makes you hide from the robots. So there is a way out, but it's only for a limited amount of time. So you're really on your edge of the seat whenever you encounter one of these robots. But yeah, they were the best part, and I just love the artwork on there. Look at that, guys. Awesome artwork. Such an amazing box set. So yeah, final thoughts on this game, guys. Just absolutely incredible. Where do I rate it? Rate it in my Metroid collection. Out of all my Metroid games that I have got to rate this game a 9.5, not a 10. Just if the music was just that little bit better, it would have been a 10 out of 10. I mean, Super Metroid is a 10 out of 10 for me, but this game is such a massive improvement. There's a lot of nostalgia with Super Metroid, but this game, guys, is a long way ahead of this game in terms of graphics, gameplay, controls, bosses, you know, graphics, everything like that. It's just the music is just, it's not bad. The music is good, it's atmospheric, but it's not as memorable as those games. And if it was, I would have given it a 10. So I'm giving it a 9.5, which I think is fair. It is an unbelievable game. Let me just show you what you get in this lovely box set. Okay, lovely box set. You get this actually comes from, it's a bit flimsy, but it is sun protection for the box. So here's inside the box. And you get a lovely steel book for the game, which you can put your game in there, look. Lovely steel box, which is nice. But what I really love in here, and what I'm going to do with these, is get them nicely framed. These are beautiful postcards, but they're really shiny. Nice shiny postcards. So that's the first Metroid on the NES. So these are all in concession, all in sort of story timeline. So this is Metroid 2, so this came out on the Game Boy. And then we've got Super Metroid, my favourite, Metroid Fusion, which is a fantastic game, really fantastic game. Very similar to Dread, same sort of tension in Fusion as there is in Dread, and of course Dread to finish it off. So that's what we got there. 5 postcards, which I'm going to get framed in a line, put them on a wall. I think they look absolutely amazing. So that is a nice little thing to have with the limited edition. Then under here you get some stickers, some nice stickers, and you get, we've got in there, anything there, nothing there. We get a nice poster, which I would put up on the wall, but because they folded it up, you get the fold lines. It's really difficult to get the fold lines out, so maybe I can get a digital print of this I mean, it is a nice poster. It would look very cool on my games room wall. So you've got two sides and that side, which is really nice. I really regret selling my first for figures Samus virus suit figure. I'll need to get that back. And you get a lovely art book, which is really nice. Get all the artwork in here. Really nice to flick through. Once you finish the game, I couldn't look through this before I started playing because I just didn't want to ruin any of the surprises. But there is some lovely artwork in here, and so for any Metroid fan, this is a really nice edition. I'm not going to show you any bosses and ruin it for you, but what a lovely box set. And of course the game itself, which is here. So I'm well chuffed to have this, and I can't wait for Metroid 4, which will be coming out, I don't know, maybe it'll come out with a new console. What do you think, guys? Or do you reckon it's going to come out on the Switch? Wouldn't it be nice if it came out on the new console? Maybe 4K would be pretty damn cool. But anyway, guys, go and play Metroid Dread. You owe it to yourself. If you love this game, just put the time in. It is unbelievable from start to finish. Absolutely incredible game. I finished it in 35 hours. That's another 100% of it, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't play anything else, didn't do any videos, just kept coming down here, playing it night after night, and absolutely loved every minute of it. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for some new ones this week. Got some new pickups to show you, so look out for up and coming videos. Until then, I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.